In 2024, Nintendo is worth over $50 billion. The Switch has sold more than 140 million units. Every second, someone somewhere is playing a Mario game, a Zelda adventure, or battling in Splatoon. But here's what doesn't make sense. Before Mario, before Donkey Kong, before video games even existed, Nintendo made playing cards. And the reason why changes everything you thought you knew about this company. But before we shuffle back through time, quick favor, if you're curious like me, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these hidden chapters of history. Now let's deal ourselves into this mystery. Walk into Nintendo's headquarters today in Kyoto, Japan, and you'll see something strange. In the corporate museum, locked behind glass, sits their most protected artifact. It's not a Game Boy, not a prototype Switch, not even the original NES. It's a deck of hand-painted flower cards from 1889. These cards, called Hanafuda, are why Nintendo exists. They're why Mario exists. They're why you spent countless hours of your childhood staring at a screen. But here's the question that haunts gaming historians. Why would a playing card company become the most innovative video game company on Earth? The answer isn't what you think. And to find it, we need to go backwards. What would push a 91-year-old card company to bet everything on video games? The 1970s. Nintendo is in trouble. They've tried everything. They made instant rice. They ran Love Hotels. Yes, really. They even operated a taxi company. All failures, their playing card business, shrinking fast. Japan is modernizing, and traditional games are losing popularity. The market that once sustained them is fading. Then, a young maintenance engineer named Gunpei Yokoi approaches the president with a toy he made from spare parts, an extending arm grabber. The president, Hiroshi Yamauchi, sees something nobody else does. Not a toy, an escape route. Nintendo releases the Ultra Hand. It sells 1.2 million units. Suddenly, they're not just a card company. They're entering the toy business. Then Yokoi creates the game and watch. Portable electronic games that become a massive hit in the early 1980s. Then they meet a young game designer named Shigeru Miyamoto. He pitches them a game about a carpenter named Jumpman trying to save a woman named Pauline from a gorilla. Donkey Kong explodes globally. 65,000 arcade cabinets sold in the first year. Nintendo pivots again. Video games, all in. But here's what's fascinating. This wasn't just innovation. This was survival instinct kicking in. An instinct that came from somewhere deeper. Somewhere we need to go back to understand. What kind of business teaches a company to survive by constantly transforming? Kyoto, Japan. A 29-year-old craftsman named Fusajiro Yamashi opens a small shop. He doesn't make toys. He doesn't make games for children. He makes Hanafuda cards. And Hanafuda cards are closely associated with one thing: gambling. See, in the late 1800s, Western playing cards are banned in Japan. The government sees them as corrupting influences. But people still want to play games. It's human nature. So players use Hanafuda, flower cards. They're traditional. They're Japanese. They're tolerated. And Fusajiro Yamauchi makes the best ones in Kyoto, hand-painted, durable, perfect weight for dealing. His cards become incredibly popular in gaming parlors across Japan, from casual players to serious gamblers, even among Yakuza circles. Nintendo, the name means leave luck to heaven, becomes one of the most trusted names in Hanafuda cards. For decades, this is Nintendo, a playing card company serving Japan's gaming culture, and business is good, really good. After World War II, they're printing millions of decks. They even partner with Disney in the 1950s to put Mickey Mouse and other characters on cards, expanding into the children's market. But here's the challenge with traditional products. Markets don't grow forever. They plateau. By the 1960s and 70s, Nintendo faces stagnation. They've dominated the card market, but younger generations want something new. That's when Hiroshi Yamauchi, the third-generation president, realizes something crucial. Nintendo doesn't make cards. Nintendo makes entertainment. Cards were just the medium, and the medium was becoming obsolete. But wait, here's where this story takes an interesting turn. The entertainment connection never actually disappeared. Think about it. What are video games? Random rewards, dopamine hits, the psychology of one more turn, the thrill of uncertainty, the excitement of chance mixed with skill. The gaming industry uses many of the same psychological hooks that made traditional games compelling for centuries. Nintendo just evolved it, made it electronic, made it accessible to everyone. The company that thrived by understanding what makes games engaging learned one fundamental truth: people will always seek entertainment that excites them. Let's go back to where it truly began. September 23rd, 1889, Fusajiro Yamauchi hangs a wooden sign outside a small shop in the Shimojo ward of Kyoto. Nintendo Kappai, Nintendo Playing Card Company. He's a craftsman, an artist. Hanafuda cards require incredible skill. Each card is made from mulberry tree bark. The paper is layered, pressed, cut, then hand-painted with natural dyes. Cherry blossoms for March, irises for May, maple leaves for October. A single deck takes days to make. But Fusajiro has a competitive advantage. He creates cards so durable they can be shuffled thousands of times without wearing out. For serious players, this quality is everything. Word spreads. Use Yamauchi's cards. They're the best. Within 5 years, he's hired assistants. Within 10 years, he's one of the largest card manufacturers in Kyoto. Within 20 years, Nintendo cards are being sold across Japan. Fusajiro built Nintendo on exceptional craftsmanship and understanding what customers truly valued. When he retired in 1929, he passed the company to his son-in-law, then to his great-grandson, Hiroshi Yamauchi. In 1949, Hiroshi was 21 years old, barely an adult, suddenly running a traditional card company, and he wanted more. Hiroshi saw the card business as limiting. He wanted to build something bigger, something modern. So, in 1959, he partnered with Disney, put their characters on cards, expanded the market. It worked, sales grew. But cards were still cards. That's when the experiments began. Rice, taxes, love hotels, vacuum cleaners. They even tried making baby strollers. Most failed. Through the 1960s and 70s, Nintendo struggled to find its next chapter. An old company trying to discover what it could become. Then Gunpei Yokoi created the Ultra Hand Toy. Then the game and watch. Then they hired Shigeru Miyamoto. And everything changed. But here's the detail that might surprise you. Nintendo still makes Hanafuda cards. Right now, today, you can buy them on their website. They're made with the same care Fusajiro used in 1889, hand-cut, quality materials. The same 48 cards representing 12 months of flowers. Nintendo sells thousands of decks per year. It's a tiny fraction of their revenue, probably less than they make in minutes from their games, but they keep making them. Why? Because Nintendo learned something in those 135 years. Never forget where you came from. The instinct to survive, the willingness to transform. The understanding that entertainment is about creating moments of joy, whether from cards in 1889 or from pixels in 2024. So why did Nintendo start as a playing card company? They didn't. Not really. Nintendo started as a story about adaptation. A story about reading what people want and having the courage to change. In 1889, people wanted beautiful cards for their games. In 1980, people wanted new forms of play. In 2024, people want experiences that make them feel something. The cards were never the point. Survival through transformation was the point. And that's why Nintendo isn't just a video game company. They're a company that learned to reinvent itself generation after generation. From Hanafuda cards to Game Boys, from flower paintings to Mario worlds, from traditional Japanese entertainment to global gaming culture. Same company. Different century. Same core instinct. understand what people love, and never stop evolving. So the next time you pick up a Switch, remember, you're holding 135 years of reinvention. You're playing with the legacy of a craftsman who understood quality and a company that refused to stay in the past. Nintendo didn't become great by making games. They became great by never being afraid to become something new. And that's a hidden chapter worth remembering. If this story blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe for more reverse histories. Drop a comment telling me which company's origin story should I unravel next. Sony? Disney? Lego? Let me know. Thanks for shuffling through history with me. See you in the next chapter.